Well, I originally started looking into what I thought was a case of uh, public corruption, of using public funds to, um, to engage in some unsavory activity by Tony Thomas. I uncovered multiple kids that have come forward stating that Tony Thomas sexually assaulted them. So in January, I launched a website publishing my findings and shot an interview with Josh Flowers, the one victim that was, that I actually accidentally made contact with. I didn't realize he was a victim when I first contacted him. Uh, he was willing to go on camera and tell his story. When I launched the website, I put that interview up. Within 12 hours, the district attorney was contacting us and wanting a copy of that interview. That led to the DA asking for and receiving the GBI stepping in and opening an investigation into the case. His story didn't change. When I first spoke to him and he first relayed the story, we weren't face to face. Unbeknown to him, I recorded the conversation. When we met, there's minor details that changed, but the core of the story always stayed the same. The veracity of his claims, and that was a big encouragement to me because he's recalling events from a long time ago.
What did that mean to you?
What he's telling me is true, and I need to look deeper into it.
Aggravated side of me is it's just that is to a woman what rape would be. The entire experience was definitely life changing. It was looking back on it now, I was scared and I didn't even know it. Yeah, I'm curious to see, or I wonder what my life would be like if these events hadn't happened. And where I would be in life. I've had issues with alcoholism, relationships, in the process now of separating from my wife. And all of this stuff plays into things that make you who you are, or things that have been taken from you. And it was just a bad experience. Tony's not the only one to blame. I put myself in the position, but I've come to so many different people and I've talked to so many people about it. Nobody's doing anything. And it's very disheartening. It's very discouraging.
But this guy goes, he's a member of the he sits on a leadership board for the National League of Cities. He represents Savannah to the entire nation. And we've known about him for years, what he's doing.
How many do you think he's molested?
Personally, I think he's right around 100. I have names for about 40.
You never really know what's going on with somebody's head. I never really knew what was going on with Tony until all these things happened. And now looking back on it, I should have just turned and ran. But there again, I think John said, highly sophisticated sexual predator. He targets weak people, which all predators do, but, he targeted weak people and the people that I knew and people that I know, at the time that all this happened, we were very weak, drugs, alcohol, some of us had home issues, and then he just reaches in and grabs you, and that's it. He won't let go. I'm fortunate that I was able to turn and run. There's some people that he's been doing this to for years, and it's very sad. They should, with the justice system, they should go before judge and jury and let the justice system decide their fate. Me personally, I have my own opinions on what I'd like to see happen to Tony, but that's not healthy for me to say. But I think whenever is all said and done, and Tony will get what he deserves. So
What I'm hoping for is that people out there will demand that the word get out, that people know, the other victims out there know that they have a voice, that they're not going to be ridiculed, they're not going to be mocked, they're not going to be shamed. The ones who should be shamed are the ones who did this to them, and those who allowed them to continue to do it by remaining silent. That's what needs to happen.